not even make it here, like you said.
But it came down to round difference, didn't it?
Yeah, like down to like the last map, the last like 2 matches they had to play one day, and all of a sudden now 1 up in the grand finals.
Yeah, against Luminosity, a favorite to take it.
Well, here it comes. G2 starting on the terrorist side and Luminosity on the CT side. This is the ESL Pro League second map of the grand finals in a best of 5, and not the best start for Cold Zero. They just wanted to take a peek, wanted to see if anyone was home, and they just shot him in the face.
Yeah, they were home.
Yeah, exactly. Ding dong.
Knock, knock, and then
door opens, get punched in the face.
Really
door
bad
closes
joke,
again.
It doesn't work out that way, does it? Well,
not in real life, Anders. Not
a
in real life.
3-2 split here between A and B. We don't often see that. And almost always it's going to be 4-1, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, also, there's a lot of variations you could do now. Because of the damage on the Cold, it's going to keep... look at this. There's a 3rd player now in her. That's how quick the rotate happens just because of 1 smoke and low HP. So this is going to be so difficult now for Luminosity to have to get back into this. Fer needs to do some damage as they enter this bomb site. He's doing some, but he's not finding the kill. And then he swings out too far, and he's got to get passive.
Yeah, but there's FNX. Great rotate in from the connector. Manages to pick up the 1 kill first. Spraying madly. Will win the duel versus Smiths. And now he's actually reloaded for RPK. Shuts him down as he comes around the corner. And just like that, what looked like a beautiful round for G2 is just completely fallen apart. Not a single kill for the Frenchman.
Oh.
I said no levels of disappointment, and they were like, wait a minute, let's go digging.
Challenge accepted. That sucks. I mean, that G2 did everything right that round. They did everything right up until the fact that they got no kills in that entire round. It was set up perfectly. The damage was dealt early on to 2 players on LG. They forced them to be more passive, and then they lost every single duel from there. FNX, that 1 kill to prevent the bomb. Oh,
wow.
Okay, okay.
Sit down, FNX.
Scream interrupting my point.
Well,
the dog.
If you are going to interrupt, at least let it be for a good reason, right?
Yes, that was perfect.
So, once again, bit of damage inflicted to Luminosity early in the round, but obviously they need to follow it up. They do have armor, but no smokes or anything else like that. So, you know, getting the bomb down is going to be tricky. On the other hand, Luminosity, they're out of grenades too, so this is obviously still favoring Luminosity with the rifles and everything, but they've got to be a little bit worried now.
I like it. They're going for one of Nip's favorite strats. Put 3 guys in alley, see if you can't catch somebody out here. It is a difficult position to hold, but Cold, he'll be up to snuff. Instant kill on the body. Gets that flash in position as well. He's actually, well, he's not going to be able to hear them quite. He needs to step forward and actually get confirmation because RPK's already passed, and Fallen going to be able to turn around, actually shut him down in time. Shock's not going to find a kill with the Deagle. And just like that, G2 once again getting picked off. Cold with 3 kills with the UMP. That's a lot of money in his pocket now. You can see though, G2, if RPK gets that 1 kill, everything might just collapse for Luminosity in that outside bomb site. So very good of them to recover. And that's something we'll see going into the gun rounds once they do come out for G2 is Luminosity outside during some of these executes. They do a very, very good job of playing it passively behind the smokes and still able to get 1 kill as they come in and then just be confident in the retake. So G2 actually has a really tall task ahead of them once the AKs get on the board. I agree, and now it is a hard eco here coming in from G2. No surprise really. First going to start things off by taking out Smith. Cold going aggressive by Ali this time around. Another 2 kills. Yep, another 2 kills for him with the UMP. Mad money in his pocket now, and a perfect anti-eco round here to start things off. I mean, that's just LG, and I mentioned it on Overpass how good they are when they have SMGs for the SMGs to be the aggressors because you can get that bonus money. They're the first point of contact. I mean, you can see they even do it on the CT side. Cole's just gonna rush alley, and he's like, okay, if I lose this gun, no big deal, easy to recover from a dropped UMP. But you know, I get those 2 kills, and now look at all the money he has, 9,000. And with the armor pen, he could even save this into this round. Yeah. The UMP does big damage versus armor. It's pretty much just the SMG that does the most damage, and it's also very accurate long range. So it is a good little sub for an actual machine gun for one of the Colts. Wonder what is going on this time around. Don't know if a tactical pause. Be a bit early to go for a tactical pause here, so I'm assuming it's a technical. Yeah, it probably has to be, right? I mean, in terms of sort of a mental comeback for Luminosity, when you lose that first map, you know, you get a bit of a break before you come back and play the second map. And if it starts off badly, I get the feeling that some players will they'll dive into the same mindset they had at the end of the other map. This is going to help out the Brazilian side a little bit. You know, they'll get a chance to breathe here. They're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves. So I think it's important for them right now to just have this kind of a start. Yeah, it's one of the big points, and that's exactly what actually that exact situation helping the G2 in the semifinals, where they lost that huge lead they had against Fnatic in the first map, and they came out on the second map and went up like 5 or 6-0. So it helps you kind of restart and recover, like no damage of you just mentally collapsing and kind of throwing away the second map as well. So it seems to be like Fallen, is it here? So, okay. Interesting. The crowd, man.
Wow.
Sick crowd here this weekend for sure. In more ways than one.
Well, as we're waiting here, do you guys want to know how I got really badly outplayed today? I mean, apart from the 3-on-3. See your smiles there a little bit.
I already know all about that one.
You do.
I didn't need to hear the story again.
I could tell that you were so on point as well. Like you'd been waiting. You have been waiting for a long time for this moment, haven't you? So.
I've been trying to get it. You've backed out a couple times, so I had to take my opportunity before. I fully could have envisioned you just walking off the stage before it even began.
I did have a plan to try and sort of. I was getting the first pick you, and then just try to see because there were no rules, right? We could have done that.
In your dreams.
No, but so I was trying to use my credit card yesterday evening on the internet, as you do. And for some reason the site didn't work. And my wife said, "Look, I mean, maybe your card is closed. I'll just because I'm here all day. I'm not going to use my credit card for anything." She said, "I'll just find an ATM somewhere, see if I can get some money, and we'll see if it works." Right? She texted me just 10 minutes ago saying, "Card works," and then a wink. So I think I got badly outplayed because obviously now she's got my credit card in London. And
oh, you're doomed.
I'm just done. I'm done. I made a big mistake.
So right.
Utterly outplayed there. Look. We're not sure what obviously the issue is, but it's probably someone's mouse, someone's keyboard, something similar like that, so it shouldn't be too long. I want to know, what do you prefer on this map? If you're on the terrorist side, sort of just in basic terms, do you want to see some fast aggression on the T side, rush? We've seen that in the A courtyard a couple of times. Do you prefer the slow style where you're sort of measuring out what the setup is like on the CT side?
It's not, I mean, obviously you're gonna have to do both at some point. You have to be able to do fast and slow, but it's not a bad idea to open up the gun rounds, doing something a little bit more default, a little bit more spread out, so you can kind of poke and prod and see what you're working against. But the trick for G2 is, I mean, they're just gonna have to have a very good read because Luminosity has so many different setups on this map. They have so many. They can play aggressive in front of the smokes during executes. They can play passive into the bomb sites. They can have ops everywhere. This is another map where that double op setup is going to be key. So I mean, G2 is going to be very, very tough, and that's kind of where you can mix and match the slow to fast. If you feel like you're starting to punish the economy and you have it on the verge of breaking, where they might be a little bit light on nades and Molotovs, and you hit them with like a fast inner push or a rush, I mean, you can really catch them off guard and abuse the fact that they don't have those nades.
Well, for the full buy rounds, I want to see more of what we saw from G2 there. When they were on pistols, they went 3 alley. That's a strat that I really like on this current version of Train. You put 3 players out there. Alley is such a difficult position to hold on the CT side because you're worried about A main getting pushed as well. At the same time, you can get caught out a little bit, and so you have to be very clever if you're on the CT side. So when you put 3 players there on T side with rifles, right, you're looking to just try and catch that guy out and open things up because then you can get that crunch going into the defense on the A site. So we'll see if G2 favor that strat. But for now, it seems like it's Smith and Body who are going to be taking care of that part of the map right now for G2.
Yeah, and they were actually expecting maybe a bit of an aggressive push coming out, but it's going to be on the other side of the map. Shox taking 1 and then 2. Cold getting down, but Fur coming up from the ladder and taking him out. So 3-on-3 and very, very early exchange, which I think will favor G2 ultimately here, as long as they can clear out all these hallways, and they should be able to.
Oh, this is going to be a lot of time wasted for G2 as well, because they have to worry about Fur still being up there lurking around on the bomb. He got the kill on the bomb as well, so now G2... Look at this. Scream has to be so careful moving through the restrooms up here, up in the White Halls, trying to get close to this bomb. So this wastes 20 seconds of their time, 25 seconds just burned off the clock from one play coming in from Luminosity.
And not just the time, but look at the gap in what they're monitoring as this happens. Fur is so aggressive, and actually he could get caught out. The timing might not work in his favor. Body's going to check this. He wins that battle, but he can't get away. Smiths recovers a good trade down into a 2-on-2.
Still 50 seconds on the clock, so this might work out. Jump into that angle for Holland. That's just a scary peak to be taking. And he's going to run back in here. Bomb is making its way out into the courtyard. FNX is the closest player by, but once the plant goes in, he might be able to do this. He's sneaking around, and there's not going to be a bomb plant. It dies, and with that, probably the chances of them winning the round. 30 seconds here. And Smiths, how could he possibly do this?
And how could he possibly let that happen? No, nowhere near... to keep eyes on his teammate planting that bomb while he was vulnerable. He wasn't able to actually, cover his back, and now he's just going to get caught out. Nice try there with the shot. He came close with the AWP, but it's still a 1v2, and now they know exactly where he's playing from. So FNX crouched on the site, and he has fallen not too far away to land the shot. Smith exposes himself, shows himself there on the bomb train, and that is it. 4-0 for Luminosity.
And now they get a double op setup for free. And if you remember as well, Cold kept the UMP into this round, so he didn't spend anything to upgrade to an M4, so he still has plenty of money. And this is where it starts to get a little bit of a nightmare. These T-sides, you have to be able to limit the economy of your opponents. And right now, Luminosity already 4 rounds in. Some players sitting up around 6,000. They're on the verge of being able to run away and just build up a massive bank.
Yeah, this is where it's really scary, and G2 know this as well. They have this in the back of their head, so there's a little bit of additional pressure going into this one round, and well, I asked for 3. They're going to put 4 in here right off the bat. Cold spots at least the 1, and now Fallen is there. Both AWPs going to work, chiming in, and there's the no-scope from Cold. Not too bad. Then he misses the easy shots. Come on, Cold.
A little bit of a scary situation, though. 1 flash, both ops are there. Those are not the ideal weapons to hold a fast pistol rush like that. That could have been Swarm, but thanks to that fancy shot from Cold, it does work out. And now a double op setup on the T side.
All right, so 4 AWPs in 1 round coming on here. And that suggests to me that G2 are just going to try and look for pickoffs, you know, just creep around the map with those AWPs and hope that someone on your team is going to be the one to land the early kill.
It's a very expensive investment. You're exactly right. I mean, they have to slow things down. Otherwise, you're not using these ops properly. You have to give them time to see what they can find. But now look at how aggressive LG is being. Fallen's already got a very close angle towards the terrace choke point. So even when they do decide to go in there, it's going to be so tough. That's the 2nd time Fur's gone up the ladder and down. The ball's on him.
Yeah, that's almost that's incredible, isn't it? Because that's normally such a difficult play to be making when you come out of that ladder. You really don't want to do that. But he actually got the kill all the way back there. Body chilling in the lounge area. 4 versus 5 right now, and Luminosity seem to be so much in control of this first half. It's almost a little bit unreal.
This all comes down to timing, as you guys can see. Smith, he has no idea that Cold is holding this. I mean, this is an aggressive angle to take all the way up in Brown Halls, but Fallen is going to be taking out Scream. That was an A main. So another pick. Shox and RPK are working their way out through Alley, but Fur and Taco are in position to deal with this, but it's not even a problem for Fallen. He gets another kill on the board. That's 2 for him so far. RPK finally going to be able to get something done, but it's still a 2-on-4 situation here. Luminosity, they have a huge advantage in this round. Boom, though. That's the one way to get back into it. Smith catches Fallen looking the wrong way.
It's not a bad start. 30 seconds still for this 2-on-3 to close out in their favor. They desperately need it, but they both get caught at the same time. And Luminosity, they are going to be at 6 rounds here. I feel like right now what G2 need is like a playmaker. They need someone who can open around for them.
Well, they're gonna need a lot of things going up against 3 AWPs. Is this gonna get kept? No, they do just sacrifice 1. That was a mistake to pick that up. I was wondering. I was like, it's a little bit early for them to be bringing.
I was ready for it. I felt it. Could have been a thing.
Could have been a thing. But then it's like, well, what do we always say, right? When you go into retakes, do you really want to have 3 ops?
Yeah.
It sounds cool.
Oh, the timing. RPK taking out Taco just as he's throwing that grenade. Now, can they just get the bomb in there? 1 grenade following in and a follow-up 1. They run right into it, but Body still alive, and Scream picking up an AK and getting that kill. Shox going for the fight against Fur, who's running in close here. Almost dropping Body, but he's backing up with a USP in hand. He's in the smoke hiding. He's going to get found by Shox, and 2-on-3. And we talked about the AWP retake, and now we're going to see if it's actually possible for them to do it. They do have the armor and the health for it as well up close. Shox going to be picking up 1 more kill, and now all on Cold. And this seems like it's the breakthrough that G2 were needing.
Will they eventually find each other, though? Cold just narrowly dodges it. Now this opens it up for Shoxy to go for the wrap on Cold. There's no way out for Cold now. He's boxed in.
Oh, no. He doesn't have time.
Yeah, it is all over, and he's actually going to be able to stay alive behind him unless Shoxy turned around and spotted him, but I don't think that happens. Shoxy's going to run right back into him, and there's a parting shot.
Shox has got to be so confused at how that just happened. But well, I mean, what a round from G2. That opening kill on Taco, the timing is just really unfortunate. But then Shox, he's able to salvage the rifle, and he pushes up. And he essentially cuts off all the rotations. He gets that 1 kill, and that slows everything down for Luminosity, because then it does come down to those 2 ops. And it's so unwieldy to have to clear all these angles on Train.
That's what we're always talking about, right? You have to have that bastion. Well, I mean, Shoxy this time was the bastion that they could build that defense around the bomb site on G2. The fact that he was up there, up close, taking the fight to him, and on an eco round as well. I mean, that is huge. Luminosity, they take a big hit to their economy. And while G2 now, they have the money to go for a full buy, everything that they want, they have now. But it's straight into default for G2, spread out all the way across the map. Nobody gathered up just yet. Smith and Body look like they want to try and put some pressure on Alley, so we'll see if they're able to get some success over there, seeing as how Fallen is already scoped up and holding the angle. It's
a very good job to be able to force Cold back without getting picked off. So these ops both missed their opening shot. But you can see now, just because Cold has to fall back after taking the damage, after taking his one shot. So now they're going to have to keep 2 players at least close, or 1 player ready to rotate over. So any kind of more pressure that gets put onto that inner bomb site is going to draw a very, very fast rotate.
Just a bit of a smoke going in. Trying to keep them back a little while. Still 50 seconds left here, and all the smokes are intact for G2. So we could be seeing a very heavy execute once it actually happens. And the 4-1 stack is now in effect for Luminosity. 4 people on the outside. Cold Zero maybe looking to get a little bit closer to the C connector here, but it looks like it will be an A main push coming out right into the courtyard here. And Fur playing close to the train, and also up in the bomb, up in the sniper nest, sorry. We do have Cold Zero ready and waiting. Fur with a big opening kill there, taking out RPK. Still a 3-on-4 with 20 seconds left, and another no-scope comes through. Fallen to take out Body.
That was the bomb that was dropped. Smith makes his way over here, and he wins a key fight. That's actually Scream finding the headshot, but he gets dropped. Cold is there as well to pick up kill after kill, and it's all on Shoxy. He somehow infiltrates the back line. 8 seconds left, takes the fight with Taco. He needs to get the kill, and he will. 4 seconds, there's enough time here to make it happen. He's gonna go charging up, but Cold is holding the line with the Deagle. And Shox, man, he is so scary right now.
Almost able to win that one out, but still the money that's been built up for LG, that's really, really nice. It's crazy to think that these last 2 rounds, how timing has really affected them. That one timing for Taco to get caught at the lower ramp in the round that G2 won, and this time Fur's not even looking the right way. There's a player coming right behind him. That was going to be a free kill, and just the timing of whatever inclination he had to turn around and find that one kill, that was huge, because if he falls there without killing anyone, that's a big part of that outside bomb site that's lost.
We were talking a little bit about how we hadn't seen too many sort of big clutches coming out of Cold Zero in the first map. Right now, he's 13-1 as a scoreline. He is just absolute beast mode on this map here. So, I don't know. They're going to have to find a way to shut it out here. And Luminosity, are they predicting an eco round coming out right now? It seems like they are, and they might be wrong about that.
Yeah, they could be wrong. It could actually be 4 AKs they're going against, because RPK can drop. So that is a little worrying. So a bad read by Luminosity, which is surprising because it was G2 that won their own force buy or small investment.
Now, something that I've noticed here, but obviously G2 are going to have a much harder time realizing that's the setup. But a lot of early rounds here, Luminosity put 2 in B and 3 in A, which makes me think a straight A rush could actually work out quite well. I mean, it's not sort of a given, but normally you'd have 4 people on the A bomb site early on. So I'm wondering if there is a weakness there that they could try and exploit just by being really quick out in that bomb site.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, that is kind of what it, because those 4 players are used to throw Molotovs and the choke points, get aggressive, and just stop any rush, and then it's a quick rotate back towards B. So if they do notice that, that would be huge.
Curious to see if Luminosity, when it comes time to buy, or if they're going to skimp on the nades as well. Cold and Fur are the ones going for the MP9s. So they aren't going to have, I mean, right now they don't have incendiaries, they don't have HEs. It will be a buy for G2 after all, due to RPK being able to drop. So are we going to have that straight rush? Are they going to be able to actually put somebody out through A main very aggressively here in this round, G2, and hope to catch Luminosity off guard? That's the question, because right now they are grouped up, they are running. And while Shoxy, RPK, and Scream are heading towards A main to start things off, and Shox just jumps right past, hoping perhaps to bait a shot out from Fallen.
Well, Cold's about to find out that it's a buy, although he does force Body back, but now he sees the AK. Wins it anyways, though. Huge, and doesn't take too much damage.
Shox pushing out aggressively in yard, does a lot of damage here, but Fur going to find a second kill now. It's just the AKs left, so the Tech 9s have fallen. They do have Fur coming down from Pop Dog as well. That might be dangerous. Shox going to pick up 1 kill. Fur going down. That was a flank coming through, and now it's a 3-on-3, and they are in this bomb site. Scream turning around and taking out Cold Zero. There's a bit of a strong comeback into this round here. Fallen and Taco 2-on-3, and this is going to be such a hard retake when the bomb goes down.
That's whether Fallen can actually find a shot or not. Taco's there, he's gonna peek out. He needed to win that duel, and he does. And that drops the bomb on the bomb site. So Scream and Shoxy now in a 2-on-2, hoping to be able to catch somebody out here. Fallen, he's got that line on the bomb though.
And it's because Shox had the bomb. He was up in the sniper nest, and he had to throw it down. That might actually cost them a little bit too much here. I think that's going to put them on full tilt if they lose a round just because of not having the bomb in the right place. Finally, it goes down. And now Taco coming in from Pop Dog, and with Fallen on the other side, they do have this whole site sort of sandwiched in here.
Shoxy, he's got that right idea. He had the angle initially on Taco, and Fallen is now the one working his way out from Ivy. So we'll see if G2 will be able to realize this or not. Fallen, he thinks that he saw somebody in Sniper. Instead, it's going to be Taco spotting both. So there's the info, and now he wins another key fight. Fallen gets taken out by Scream, but they're both so very low. And the smoke goes down to block it off, but that doesn't matter. Scream, he's going to go for the big play, steps out into the open, and gets a quad kill at the end of the round.
That is massive. What a play, and you're exactly right. I was about to comment, that's a big mistake for Shox to go up there and have to drop the bomb in such an exposed position. Because he's hoping that he can just stay up there to be able to guard the bomb. That's such a strong point to hold in a post plant. But now, finally, G2 win 2 rounds. And look at the money that we've been talking about for Luminosity, how built up it was. Now it's shattered. They have nothing left, and they're very light. And this is where that fast-paced outside hit takes place.
They are just going to run straight in here. Molotov's onto the site as well. Want to make sure that no one's holding close. Fallen going to be going down. Great return from Cold, but it'll only be the one. He goes down to Body, who hasn't had many kills. Might even have been the first here in the game. See if they could do a bit more. Fur going to take down 1 kill, but with the bomb already down, this retake's looking very unlikely.
Well, it's unfortunate he misses that flash. It would have been effective against Body. But now that they know where Fur is playing from over in Pop Dog, as usual, Taco and FNX are the ones who are lurking their way out onto the site. FNX will find Body. He wins that fight. And now it's Shoxy. He's not sure where to watch. He's going to look towards Pop Dog, but FNX wins that fight as well. Scream will pick up 1 kill, and now it's down to a 1v2, and it's on Scream again to come through for the team. Can he get the clutch? And there's the pig headshot, and he's not going to get the second one.
No
Taco.
Oh, is he just going to have it? I think he just will.
It is so close.
I'm not sure. No.
No. There's the clutch again for Scream.
Oh, man.
The hell was that shoulder peek, though, on Electric Box? What?
That was beautiful. But even more so, it's the call to realize what kind of a position your opponent's economy in, saying they're either saving and we'll just run out and kill them, or if they have force bot into this, they're not going to have the smokes, they're not going to have the nades to drop into these choke points to deal damage to us as we come out.
And Shock's now telling us he knows that they're not going to have enough money here. He knows. So yeah, they're starting to get a real grip of this this first half here. And again, they're on the less favored side. So this is very good news. Cold sneaking up close here. The P215 hand. This could be a great position.
Well, Fallen and Shoxy might run into each other in a moment here. Fallen, he's got the angle at Connector, and instead it's going to be Cold lurking around Alley. 1-for-1 trade. At least he gets that point-blank headshot with the P250, but Shoxy will eventually track down Taco on the B site. And so now there are options here for G2. And they're actually going to start rotating that bomb back around, but FNX, he's actually up in Pop Dog, and it looks like he's made his way through, but he's been spotted, so he loses the element of surprise. G2, however, know now that they've been cut in half.
There's a timing on this as well. Fallen's pushed up Ivy. He's going to be flanking, so FNX has to get cleared out soon, and there it is. RPK finds it. Fur's going to come up the ladder one more time, goes for a third. That's not going to work, but Fallen on the flank could do some damage, but he's been spotted out. He does win that initial battle with the Galil, but he's got so much more to do, and there's no chance of him winning this. Just hopefully maybe find an AK you can salvage instead, and just jumps to his death.
I've got to say, exactly how Shox was playing. Now, obviously, he was doing it because he had the Mac 10, but just rushing into that B-bomb site. I feel like those are the sort of plays they need more of. They need someone to go and find out information about what's happening and just put some pressure on LG, because all of the rounds that LG have been winning have been sort of very slow for G2. They haven't really been put to the test at all, it seems. So more of that I'd like.
Well, definitely more aggression now that it's going to be a buy to Luminosity. There's no AWP on the field, so that aggression, you can get away with it a little bit more. There's nothing that can just pick you off essentially for free and fall away. And FNX is going to be the first one of the contact. He sprays 2 of them down. That's huge.
Now he gets flanked by RBK, but Fur is there to hold the line, and he'll be able to pick up 2 kills. Could get a third as well, and, well, Cold robs him in the end, but still, it doesn't get much cleaner than that. The aggression early on from G2, and also early on in Brown Halls, the single flash that Shox throws out gets Taco doubting himself. You can see him flipping out a little bit at the beginning of the round, trying to back off. And G2 hoping that just, that poke over on the other side of the map would draw somebody out from Luminosity. Instead, they run right into the blender.
This is Luminosity thinking the same thing we are, that these aggressive, more fast-paced tactics out of G2 are being effective. So instead of waiting back at the bomb site, giving them room to work with as they rush, they push up close to the choke points and they just deny the initial teeth of that attack. FNX with those 2 kills kind of prevents it from being very, very successful or very impactful.
And the fact that in the first engagement he sees 3 players means he can also call for that Molotov that sort of goes in. He's dead at the point when it lands, but still, just the amount of information knowing that there were 3 people coming out of Pop Dog there, and it's a round without any armor here, so not going to be any issue for Luminosity.
I'm curious to see what G2 are hoping to achieve here, considering that bomb is still dropped all the way back in T-spawn. So it's all on RPK now. Smith on high will bait successfully, and RPK is able to run up and get that kill, but Fallen is there to restore order. RPK will actually get the trade frag. So a 1-on-3. And that's as far as it gets. FNX is there to restore order.
Not bad. I was going to say 1 more kill makes that a very successful round when you force those rebuys, but still, 2 is going to continue to keep the economy low, especially because an upgrade to the AWP comes out. So G2, this is another opportunity for them to really punish Luminosity late in the half. 2 rounds left. And if they can win this one, it's going to be, you know, a decent buy on a couple players of LG, but there'll be a couple pistols out as well. So a chance for another 9-6 half.
Yeah, which at this point you got to think would be quite a big thing for G2. I think Luminosity, they're looking for that 11-4 finish right now. That's what they're gunning for. RPK becoming a bit paranoid of that latter, and you can't blame him. It's been a couple of times where someone has made their way up, so it seems like a much more passive setup coming out of the Brazilian side here, though they are very far back all across the map.
It's been quite some time, it feels, since we've seen a hit go onto that B site from G2, so it looks like they are gearing up for it. This time, however, there are two players here in position to deal with it. Taco and Fur holding solid. Default hold, and Taco going to miss his shot completely, and now Fur's in a bit of a tight spot. They're going to check the angle, and Shox comes right around the corner. Both kills for Shox to open things up on the B site, and this is it. G2 are now primed to take this key round. FNX hoping to get lucky through the smoke, but it's not meant to be.
What Shox is giving Una on this, you really can't even measure. It's so valuable. 3 versus 4 right now, and Luminosity are going to go for the retake. FNX sneaking in at a great angle. He's going to find one. Is he going to expect? No, he won't realize the second one is there. That was Scream behind, then FNX falling down. The bomb still ticking in sight, but they know where RPK is, and it's a 1-on-2. Can they actually get that defuse home? Cold Zero, he's so far away. I think there's nothing he can do. He's just going to hold it in, and Fallen will take it away with a quad kill. And it's going to be 10 rounds for Luminosity. I'm surprised that Scream couldn't pick up that kill. I don't think they realized there was a second man behind that train.
Where did the first 3 kills come from Fallen?
I mean that's the thing, right? At G2, they had issues yesterday in a 5-on-3 in the outer bomb site again. They have everything. How do you, like, Shox getting those 2 kills? That should be a win, like 90% of the time. 9 out of 10 times, that is a win. That is the one round where you lose a 5-on-3 retake at that inner site like that. So a little bit crushing, a little bit mistakes made on that on the post plant for G2, and that allows Luminosity. We talked about the reset potential there was for G2, and it's not going to happen.
Oh, look at this aggression from Fur, perhaps. He's got that point. Cold Zero, in the meantime, at Alley has found a kill to start things off on body, but Fallen, just aggressive point blank, and he's going to get the jump shot onto RPK. Sick movement from Fallen, making it happen on the other side of the site. But Scream will bring back at least 1 kill for G2. He takes out Fur.
Well, Smith's pushing up close, but it's just with the Galil, and Scream is damn near out of this round as well, so it really looks like that 11-4 is going to be happening for Luminosity. And they came into this second map here just determined to have a really strong showing. And they haven't really let off too much either. Smith's going to go up with a bit of a smoke towards Ivy. Just trying to see if he can make the cross on in. But they're not even playing together right now. So Smith's just going to have to come up with some ridiculous plays here. And pushing through the smoke was not one of them. So 1-on-4 here for Scream. But Moses, I'm looking forward to your analysis of that all play from Fallen.
That was just flat out ridiculous. But it's like, it's what we've come to expect out of Fallen, right? Like, we've seen him make plays like this. He's very much... lately, it almost feels like he's been very much like JW in his playmaking ability with the ult.
Would you go so far as to say that was a big dick play?
Yes.
That was definitely a BDP.
I think it qualifies,
Yep,
right?
it absolutely does. Well,
that is it, ladies and gentlemen. 11-4 for the first half in favor of Luminosity that the crowd here has been cheering quite a bit for. So things are looking good right now for them. And I mean, this series has turned very interesting now.
Well, as far as Fallen is concerned, yes, it has become interesting because now at least his team is in position to take a second map, or at least their first map in this second map.
I mean, here's the thing. There were a lot of opportunities, just like in the first map where LG went on a big run. There were a couple opportunities for them to drop the ball and let G2 back into it, and they just, instead of dropping farther, they recovered each and every time.
Well, it's going to be the second half coming up here. The second map in a best of 5, so there's still much more Counter-Strike to come here, but LG, they're looking to take train right now. It's going to be a miracle for G2 to make it back in the second half. All right, and we are back second half, second map. It's still the grand finals here, the ESL Pro League in London in the O2 Arena. It's been absolutely amazing so far. This second half, I mean, what would G2 have to do to come back in this game, Moses? Just try and outline that for us.
It's not out of the realm of possibility with the way we've seen G2 play yesterday and even in this first map. If G2, I mean, it comes down to those. There's always those crucial rounds, right? Where there's a pistol round, obviously, and depending on how the second round, if Luminosity is going to buy into it, if they happen to lose pistol, but then it's that fourth round, and if you can keep winning those reset rounds, those very crucial rounds in terms of building economy and moving forward and gaining momentum. I mean, G2, it's going to be pretty quick. If they win the pistol in the fourth round, then all of a sudden it's a very, very close matchup already.
Already, I mean, Luminosity gearing up for some aggression on the A side. It's Fallen and Taco working together as a pair over by Alley, and RPK is going to spot one of them at least. Not sure if he knows that Taco's waiting around there as well, but there's the smoke. RPK's on the right side of it, though. So he will be able to lend a hand here to the rest of his team. 3 players already set up. Now a total of 4 on this A side for G2.
Wow, they're going to go quick now, but Body opening up. He was almost invisible in the first half, but this is a great way to start off. Flashbang comes through, and the timing is so good. Oh, Scream there to help out. That would have been a sure death in the corner for RPK, and he's going to get a frag on Taco, which he couldn't have done if Scream hadn't just helped him out. That's such good teamwork coming through. And now Cold Zero, he has been the monster of the first half. He's going to have to do this on his own in a 1v3, isolated in the back of this courtyard. They know exactly where he is. He does have the bomb and about 50 seconds left, but this seems impossible.
That's so tough. He's looking for the pre-fire angles exactly. If RPK continues to challenge on that angle, Smith as well. I mean, they're getting whittled down, but they have him boxed. They know that all they have to do is sit and wait. There's no need to over-peek to give Cold Zero a chance to get back in here, but now they know that at least he's slipped the cage for now. Does spot the man by Pop Dog. Has to know that there's a second one close on the site. Body able to back off and change his angle, but Cold is still alive and kicking. He's down to about half HP now, though, but he's still here landing shots. RPK drop low, and now it's on Smiths to stay alive, but this is like the longest pistol clutch ever. He gets 1 kill, and RPK so low, he's definitely vulnerable to the Glock.
There's only 18 seconds left. He's actually played this one very well, going for a bit more, but finally, that might have been one of the only positions he took at the end where he was exposed to more than 1 player at a time. Well, that's beautiful. Everyone should go back and just look at that, because he actually almost entirely is just fighting 1 player at a time, even though they try really hard to deny that from happening. That's scary.
Yeah, he controlled that situation extremely well. The movement and the ability was so impressive to find the one-on-ones, and now, I mean, G2 in full farm mode. 5 SMGs on the board.
Oh, this call as well, because I mean, if you've got Tech-9s running at them, it's going to get dicey. But there's the opening pick, just like Scream in the first half. FNX is the one to find the Huandig this time around.
We saw this in Overpass, where we thought FNX maybe had a mistaken buy. This just seems like it's what they want to do. They give him the deagle and the armor so he can take some damage from the nades, doesn't have to deal with the aim punch, and he's the one that tries to get that opening pick. This time he's successful with it.
No idea why they bought this many SMGs. Scream going to be close range here, spraying madly, and not going to be a good trade there. Shock's helping out with a UMP. Currently the strongest weapon they have. Seems a bit ridiculous. RPK doing a bit of spray here. Taco missing on the flank, and that might have been the decisive moment in this round. I think if he had been successful, that would have been it. But now, Fallen shot low and killed by Shocks, who gets a triple kill. But let's just talk a bit of mathematics real quick here at the beginning of this round here. You've got 5 SMGs. I mean, I guess the best case scenario, everyone gets a kill each and they all make a bit of money, but realistically, how much more than 2 or 3 could you even need to get the money back from buying it? I mean, it seems a bit excessive, really.
Yeah, it really is, especially because if that was 5 armor on the Luminosity side, if they had bought all Deagle armor, all Tech-9 armor, that would have been even more scary.
Yeah, it's definitely far from ideal. FNX darting around in the smoke in Brown Halls, though. I do like the aggression coming out here from G2, though. They know that there's going to be another round of eco coming out here from Luminosity, and so Shoxy's looking to take a fight. He's spoiling for it, and he's going to get shot in the face, but he has the helmet this time. And it's all down to Taco now. He will spot that flank coming in. He's doing big damage to Shox, who has to fall back. Down to 7 HP, Shoxy. But this round is as good as over here as far as Luminosity are concerned. G2 have got all of the points covered, and now Smith's going to step out, and Smith's not going to be able to win that fight versus Taco, who doesn't even have Kevlar.
But realistically, not much Taco could do. Body's going to finish it off. 7th round. But here comes, this is the next important round. They do win the pistol, but now winning this round would be even bigger. And actually, there's an opportunity now for there to be a double up setup on the T side. That's exactly what happens. So Fallen and Cold, just go for it.
I'm curious to see where they're going to take them at the start. Fallen towards his Ivy, perhaps? No, he's going towards main, so is it going to be Cold heading out all over the way? They're not even doing it. They're not even going to bother, actually. They're setting up for an execute with 2 AWPs?
Yeah, that's going to be... I mean, if they get the bomb plant down, those orbs can cover the bomb a lot. It'll be hard for G2 to get the defuse in, but taking the bomb side is quite a different matter here. All the smoke's raining in, and G2, look how close Scream is playing. You can see them early on. Gonna go for the quick peek. That's the bomb down. Sprays. Oh, what a transfer. Shots Taco down. And Cold, Sierra, and Furlong left here. 2 versus 4. What a heroic round from Scream.
That was so sick. He just completely stuffed it, and now RBK from on high will take out Fur, and it's all on Cold, 1v4. And well, G2, they have to take their time. Shoxy, he gets hungry. He goes for that fight. But a 1v3, Cold is absolutely capable of landing these shots. He misses the first one, though. That drops him dangerously low. He's down to 24 HP now, and with a minute left on this clock, he does have some time to kind of sit and wait, see if a target presents itself. But wow, Body, just no fear at all. Comes from on high and catches him out.
I do think you're right, though. I mean, in a situation like that, just don't feed the Cold Zero. It's always hungry. It's like that hole in the ground from Star Wars, isn't it? Just keep away from it. Just keep away from it.
Why not? This is that's very interesting from Luminosity that they set up for this execute with 2 ops, and then it's so disjointed that the portion that comes out mid is very, very late, disconnected from the bomb who comes out ladder room very early. You can envision a world in which those AKs get out quickly and they're like the front line, and the ops can just kind of hold angles from far back passively. Just say, all right, don't worry about the right side of bomb train. Look elsewhere. Don't worry about, you know, peeking down towards Ivy because we've got that with the other op. But it just never really, I mean, Scream shuts it down. They never actually get out to have any kind of setup like that. But it was just a very long time between the throwing of smokes for that execute and the actual hit.
Surprising to see, but once again, Luminosity on pistols and G2 closing the gap. 11-8, Luminosity still in the lead, but G2, they're putting up a fight, and with these rifles, they should still have the edge here. There's the flash through the smoke. Taco going for a bit of the NA, and he's just going to charge out and take out RPK immediately. Big kill there to start things off. Not going to overextend, try to pick up the rifle this time either. And Shoxy, though, is the one, holds the line at least, picks up 2 kills before they take him down.
Wow, this is an expensive round for G2, way more than it seemed like it should have been. Taco with a really good double kill, but they are still in a very bad position. Oh, Taco finding one more. He single-handedly brought this into the favor of Luminosity. Scream gonna put out a bit of a smoke, but being European player, not gonna run through it. Just trying to play it cool at this point in time. And they are still with the bomb trapped behind that carriage over there, but look at the flank coming through. Cold Zero said, always hungry.
This is a bit of a bummer that the bomb is stuck here, but this flank from Cold can be huge, but Body checks it. Experience from the young player. Now it's Scream's turn, and he looks away at the wrong moment. He turns and he's got to take this fight. He's got to win it, and he does.
But the bomb is not going to be able to get it onto this bomb site. Scream, is he not sure? Yeah, he hears the bomb plant coming through. Incendiary's going to force Taco over to the edge, but he's already got 3 kills. If he can get the 4th, this would be a humongous round here for him to win and clutch for his team. And now he's actually in a decent position as well. He's fallen off at the site. So Scream, hoping that it's Taco who's going to try and take the fight to him. No, Taco's playing it correctly. He's going to wait for Scream to give away his position by tapping that bomb. And then it's all about a gamble, basically. Scream, where the hell is this guy playing from? He has no idea.
Oh, wow. This could be one of the deciding rounds. Scream gonna go and check it. Oh, my God! He turns around, Scream!
No kit.
So low on health, but he doesn't have the kit. And there won't be enough time. That was a beautiful shot, but I don't think he's gonna have it. And Taco, 3 kills on him. Gets the bomb, buys the time at the end. This is ridiculous.
I mean, you got to talk about, well, one, Scream spends so much time in connector. He lets Taco get so far away where he could have been anywhere, and Scream's like lucky to even get that kill. Second, I mean, you got to also imagine there's so much money built up on the G2 side. Look at this buy. Like, there should have been a drop for Scream so he could get that extra utility, so he could get that kit. And that has a huge impact because G2 was about to be in the driver's seat. Now they have to battle once again for control of the match.
Exactly. Their economy took a massive hit. And now it's Luminosity's turn to take the fight to him. We'll see FNX and Fallen working over on Ali. Both teams kind of just not really going for the aggression this time at all. Very passive holds, in fact, waiting to see who's going to flinch first and try and make that play for information. But G2 seem content to just sit back on the sites right now. They've gone for a very default kind of hold. 2 players inner, 3 outer, and just waiting to see where Luminosity are going to come from at this time.
That's same for Luminosity, though. They don't want to get caught out by any kind of aggression whatsoever from G2, so they're all set up in a very, very passive default for this terrorist side. Body's almost at an AIDS. He's got one Molotov. If he feels the pressure, just drop it on the ramp. But no one has seen anything yet from either team. Under a minute left.
Cold Zero, I mean, Cold Zero's just slowed down a little bit here in the second half. Just a little bit. I think he came into this half, with the first round of this half, with 20 kills. He's at 24 now, but it's worth pointing out that someone's going to have to maybe take over for him if he's going to just have a little bit of a break.
That's where you'd expect the next guy up is Fur, who was then the all-star in the past, and that's kind of his job. If Cold is feeling a little bit off, he's the one who becomes the star player.
Well, let's see, Fallen. He's getting closer and closer. Cue the Jaws music. Is he going to find the kill or not? Oh, there's the angle. And he gets it point blank onto RPK. Nobody close enough there to back up RPK either, but Smiths will shut down Cold, and that was in Pop Dog. But the bomb is now making its way to the site. Only 15 seconds left to get the bomb plant, and Shoxy's still alive here with the AWP. Misses the flank, but hey, Scream is still here. 3 kills for him, and he pretty much shatters the dreams here for Luminosity in this round. The setup works out perfectly. Luminosity expecting an easy play there with RPK out of the picture. There are just too many people on that A side alive for G2.
That one kill from Fallen forces Scream to get mobile. He was very exposed from behind, so he had to push forward, and he finds the perfect wrap around that train. Luminosity not expecting it whatsoever, and with the fact that they ran down the clock so much waiting for aggression from G2, no time to recover after that.
12-9, and the money for Luminosity, they needed to string some more rounds together. They just don't have it yet, but they know that that was still a close round, so they're gonna, but they at least did some damage, and G2, they can't have that much money either, so they are gonna try and see if they can just put on the pressure here. They tried this a bit on Overpass, and it ended up backfiring, the sort of the continuous buying. Don't want to see them in that position once again.
Yeah, we talked about the aggressive choices with the economy they were making on that map, and this is a similar situation where this could punish them in the future.
It's going to put some pressure on them, that's for sure, but this time around, they actually want to head towards that inner site. Look at where Scream is playing from, though. Scream in the back lines, and he's not going to see anybody. Instead, it's going to be Body. 2 kills, or 1 kill for him with the help of Shoxy, and Body then will come in with the second. So it's down to Fallen and Cold now here for Luminosity, and it's not looking good considering they haven't got a single kill, and that bomb is dropped out in the open. Nice HE there to greet Cold's there, as well as the flames, and Body is just going to put him out of his misery.
I mean, that's going to make you feel unwelcome, just running into a Molotov and an HE at the same time. No love at all. Fallen up here. I guess the best he can do right now is make this expensive. Hope that they lose their minds and just try to throw a lot of bodies at him so he can, get a 3 or 2 kills, but that's not going to happen. Smith just chiming in. Body with a good triple kill, and he's been playing so much better in the second half than he did in the first, which is very, very important here. 12-10 being the scoreline, and honestly, this is anybody's game right now.
It's very even across the board as far as the frags are concerned.
1 round won by Luminosity in the second half so far. 1 gun round, not able to string them together. Really having a tough time against this defense, and now back onto the pistols. Not even a Deagle purchase, just a Tech 9, no utility. And even if they want to buy into the next round, the losing bonus is going to start building up, but it's still not going to be a great buy next round. Luminosity is going to have a tough decision to make on whether they want to invest into that, because that's going to be just the next step in an important round where if they lose it, if they buy and lose it, it's going to cede control. It's going to cede the scoreline of this match.
Well, there's that second op chiming in over on the inner site. The first pick goes on to Taco, and he's playing on the extremities once again towards that B site. So Luminosity, the rest of them gathered up to pinch onto A. Fur has managed to sneak his way out through A main, but as I say that, he gets picked off, and Scream from on high will pick up 1 and 2 kills. And so a very solid, a near perfect anti-eco round coming out here for G2, which is exactly what they need. Now they can re-up full on nades, get everything that they need, and they still have enough for a full buy in the next round. So they have to be feeling very comfortable at this point, whereas Luminosity, they're going to go for the Quasi. They aren't going to fully invest in this round. Instead, it's just Tech 9, Kevlar, and they'll be able to full buy in the next round instead.
Yeah, I like this call much, much more than any kind of forced buy out of them.
See, now I would like to see in the upcoming round some of that stuff that Fallen spends his time on, alone in a room, just putting down notes on a paper, just trying to figure out something really deep here, because it is a grand finals. We know he does a lot of preparing in general and has some strats saved away somewhere. I think now would be a pretty good time for them. Body,
oh no,
easy kill.
What is the bomb doing there?
That's awful.
And those are that's a mistake that Luminosity normally does not make. Now, I mean, it is just kind of a throwaway round. It looks like they wanted to try and split that inner bomb site by way of alley through CT spawn. Not going to work out, obviously, although 2 kills here from FNX and LG does some damage, but all down to Cold in a 1-on-3, and dropping the bomb like that all alone from Fallen. Like I said, I mean, they're very good with their fundamentals, and that's a big mistake to make.
I'm a bit surprised to see it actually happen.
Well, if he gets the first kill here, this could be a bit interesting, but gonna miss the deagle shot, and that should be the end, especially when you're reloading. Smith's coming up with a double that will tie the scoreline at 12-12. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this was an 11-4 finish in favor of Luminosity for the first half. So this is quite a comeback here for G2 into the second half here. And we were talking about, you know, sort of that deep level of Luminosity and have fallen, I think, on almost all maps, maybe with the exception of Cash. So I'm wondering, what are we gonna see here? They've done the tactical timeout here. They're gonna set up for it. There are a lot of options on Train that have never been explored. There are a lot of places to throw grenades from that people have never used. So I'm wondering if he's going to go real deep with it.
I don't know. It was looking more like a pep talk there with Cold than anything. I think Fall's just like, come on, man. Release the beast. You know, it's just... Look at that. It's just a back and forth between Fallen and Cold right now. So I'm curious, is Cold showing some frustration? Is he does he need to get calmed down right now? Because that could be the point of the timeout as well. And sometimes teams do this where they, instead of, you know, talking too much about, oh, we need to change this, we need to change that, or this is a tendency that I've noticed, it's just like, actually, everybody take a deep breath here and just focus up again, right? Because you're getting frustrated.
They seem to be talking a lot, though, on that team. Whereas you can see D2 here, they're just all sat quiet. They're fine with how everything is going right now.
Well, look at their half that they've had so far.
Well, this is wisdom on their part, right? They know that what they're doing is working. So now it's all about it. They know that the ball is in Luminosity's court. So instead of talking and, you know, muddling things up and maybe making it easier for Luminosity, just keep quiet. Maybe pump yourself up a little bit, but that's it. You know, focus on your game.
The Luminosity side of things, it might have also been something where Fallen calls a tactic that they've run a number of times, and he says, I've noticed that we can exploit this certain aspect of their defense. Like, you two are going to be going to this position. This is how I want you to do it. Look for this kind of a play. Look for something specific, not necessarily, you know, singling out some teammates, but giving them an idea of what's going to happen on the defense.
Well, looks like G2 are still trying to switch it up, because this is something they haven't really done too much before. In the second half, actually pushing down Ivy. FNX is ready for it though, but Shox with the opening frag, taking out Fallen. That's going to be a big hit to Luminosity, and if FNX goes down here, that might just break the round. He's going to get the first kill, goes for the follow-up spray, and it's beautiful. Smiths and RPK both down. FNX bringing Luminosity back into this round.
Kicking and screaming at this point. The smoke goes down to block off Alley, so that's going to buy a little bit of time. And the rest of his team, they're rotating back towards A. Now that he's weakened the defense over here, they know that they're going to be spread out, G2. And it's only going to be the two players here, Shoxy and Scream, ready to hold. It's Body alone on that inner site. So can Shoxy keep up with this kind of performance? That's going to be the big thing. He's going to have an opportunity here soon to land the first shot over by A main, considering how far forward he is pushed.
Yeah, this is the linchpin of this portion of the round. If Shox can get a kill here, survive, maybe get one more, and the timing's going to work out. He just turns around, but he hits him through the train. He can't find the kill. It's all on Scream now.
Well, Scream has stepped it up a couple of times before, but now he's going to have to go absolutely beast mode. And there's the first shot coming through. 30 seconds, the bomb's dropped back there. Taco, he doesn't have a health, but it's going to be a great shot all the way from the back line. There's Cold Sierra, takes down one. 20 seconds, and Body hiding close to the bomb side. He just wants to see if he can deny this plant and somehow come up with a 1-on-3 clutch here. He's going to try and sneak out a little bit. Grenades flying in front of him now, just 10 seconds. Where is that bomb plant coming? LG moving up in front of the bomb site here. There's going to be the one frag coming through. The bomb will be going down. Molotov on the other side, and Cold been quiet for a while, but 2 kills in this round is going to put him at 27 and a big win for Luminosity.
Yeah, aggressive play from Cold as well with that op. You could have just stayed safe, just done the smart decision, stay in the ladder room, just wait for it, just play for the bomb once it gets planted, but he actually moves up on the side of that train and just grabs an angle that Body is not ready for. But so close. If Scream just hadn't peeked out a little bit too wide, like the next player into the bomb site only had like 20 HP, so that would have been an easy second kill for anyone.
You have to give it to FNX though, to start things off for Luminosity, to weaken that defense with those 2 key frags over by Alley. What a big play from him to turn it around, and now look at this Scream. He's treating this smoke like a wall. Ferret not going to be pushing through it.
We talked about G2, how comfortable they looked during that pause and saying what we're doing is working. Well, now they've gotten aggressive. FNX punished it last round, and this can very easily get punished again. So there is a little bit of a change up in that timeout from G2. And so far, it's, I mean, after the timeout, it's only been 1 round, but Luminosity really punished the switch up that G2 made.
Fallen is just scoped up on that smoke. He knows that someone could be in there. A follow-up smoke as well, so buying a lot of time right now. Scream going to be falling back here, and LG, they still have the bomb all the way over the brown hole, so they're just not worried. If they say, right, if you want to use a lot of your smokes going aggressive, now that you're soon to be out, if not already out of them, we could hit a bomb site and not have to worry about anything.
They got to be careful, though, because last round could have come down to timing.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had found the bomb. There's been a couple other rounds, not only in this map, but even going back to Overpass, where they've run the clock down so low, it's danger of just getting timed out if there's one mistake.
They're cutting it, but again, it is going to be that A execute. Scream is in the position up in Sniper, though. He's on upper, and this is the spot you want to be in when this smoke execute comes in, because you can look over the smokes. You get that eagle-eye view. So you have to see if he's going to be able to get some picks, or are they going to be looking at this position, Luminosity? They should be aware that Scream likes to play up here, and one shot goes through, so maybe just letting him know. Let's see now, it's his time. He chooses to go for it, and there's the first headshot. Drops Fur and tries to deny the bomb plant, or even does a little bit of damage to Taco.
Wow, but I mean, they almost lose nothing, Luminosity, to actually get the bomb down here. So a very hard retake coming in now from the CT side. RPK, bit of a flash on through. Does manage to make it into Ivy a bit closer. That bomb is still ticking away, and already G2 have just spent so much time even getting close to the bomb side here. This is going to be very tough. They don't even have a smoke to cover up any kind of a defuse, so it's going to be out in the open in a brutal fight. There's the first shot coming through. Scream taking down one. FNX with a shot as well, and another one going through. LG making it work, and Smith is going to be going down. Last kill coming through for Taco, and 14-12 here. I mean, if you could start every round having a 4-on-5, but with the bomb down in A bomb side, you probably would do that as a Sarah's side. That's easy.
Yeah, especially that late in the round when all the nades have been used up, like you said. That's the thing. G2, way too passive. They gave way too much room for Luminosity to work with, and Luminosity's going to punish that more often than not. So tough. And now look at this buy that G2 has to come out with to save this map. Because if they lose this, they're out of money.
Yeah, it's going to be that weird, awkward force buy coming in. Fallen, letting him know not to get too antsy, not to get too aggressive over here by A main. He's got that position locked down with that AWP. And while Luminosity, they aren't pushed up to alley this time. Instead, they're really far back towards T-spawn, into the brown halls, waiting to see if there's going to be an aggression coming out here on the B side of things. They haven't really seen much of it, honestly, not since Shox has been pushing up, earlier on in the half.
If they push B right now, it looks like Body has a chance to either sort of become a hero, or he's just going to get overrun. That max 7, you don't get many chances to miss shots. Shox is in there as well now, actually rotating out of the A bomb site. I kind of prefer him to stay over the rest of his team right now.
It feels like he probably has to be there with the shotgun to help out. This is a little bit more aggressive from G2 as the clock runs down, as they run out of utility. You can see only 3 flashbangs, 1 kit onto Shox.
All of these nades for Luminosity.
Yeah, they have so much.
And they're going with the double AWP again. There's Body with the flash, looking to buy a little bit of time. Taco, he's just making some noise over here on B, keeping G2 honest. RPK, Scream, and Smiths are still alive on the A site. Delayed flash going in, and now Fur, he's got the bomb and Pop Dog. Could still take it back. It seems like that's going to be the play here, because Taco and Cold, they're still set up on the inner side. Fallen rotating in, but they're cutting it down so close. 20 seconds left to get out on this side. There you go, Body with 1, 2, not going to get the third. Cold is there, point blank with the AWP, and he gets the follow-up as well.
Oh, and Body, maybe if it had stayed put, that could have been way better. Bomb's going to go down with 10 seconds, but a missed shot there. Fallen not going to get a second chance. FNX making so much noise, and Smith comes out with a great double. Cold, very low on health in a 1-on-3, and this could be the big comeback here for G2, but a terrific shot rains out. Cold Sierra now with the triple, looking for the ace clutch here, but he's not going to be able to do it. Scream will take him out, and it's between Smith and Body to save this round for G2, bringing it to 14-13. This is a very close game now, ladies and gentlemen. Very close indeed.
And what a play from Body. He's, I mean, you mentioned this second half. He's had some very impactful kills. Not high in terms of sheer number of them, but those two to open up that round, the shotgun there and a second one as well, could have gotten this third. But I mean, what important kills to get those first 2. It allows the rotations to come in. Cold has to dedicate himself to the bomb site, so it prevents the off from cutting off rotations on that ramp. Very, very impactful from Body.
Interesting decision with the money here, considering they could have dropped 2 Galils. Luminosity probably done a little bit better as far as the nades are concerned, but instead it's going to be 2 pistols, 3 AKs. They do have a good nade count, but now it's up on G2. Smith has still got that AWP. Surprising to see that, well, I mean, he is the main opera after all, but I'm not always unhappy to see Shoxy go for it either.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes. I mean, I think actually Smith has been playing pretty well on the CT side with it, but it's not always clear who's going to be the best opera on this map, on this team. Smith's all the way back looking at Pop Dog, and RPK could have another fight with FNX over at Ivy. If he wins that, then whatever push comes in, if it happens through main and Pop Dog, is going to be so much worse.
It's very interesting to me that Luminosity these past few rounds on the T side have been so incredibly passive, that letting the clock run down very, very low, that they haven't even really probed. Like even last round, they didn't pressure the outside bomb site at all. They didn't really peek anywhere into that B bomb site. They didn't know what they were going up against. And this is a team that you normally say once they have the information, which they're so good at getting, they can make the right call. But here they're just kind of gambling a couple times. And FNX, another opportunity for him, and RPK's elbow sticks out just a little bit too far.
What is that? What? Shoxy's not there to back him up. No flash from RPK. He's just walking right into that angle. Really interesting decision. Now Shoxy not even going to be able to get the trade frag. FNX is there, but Smith, he hits a great shot to start things off, but then does not expect the high ground advantage from Cold. Scream not going to be able to deny the bomb plant either, and so it's a 3-on-3 retake now for G2 to keep their hopes alive here on the second map.
What an angle to find. If he could have got that kill, that would have been beautiful. Molotov there behind electric box is a great idea, but no one's holding. And again, they don't have a smoke for the retake here. This is going to be so tough. They can't even force LG to peek early, which is a big problem. Fallen close here with the AK, but a great flashbang in and body to clear him out. Now 2-on-3, bomb ticking in front of that bomb site. FNX close here with the AK in hand. He's going to lose a teammate. He takes the one fight, goes for the follow-up. He's going to spray down another one. Scream still defusing. He can't get it. Luminosity going to win the round. And that's going to bring them one step closer. Map point here, 15-13. What a great hold, in spite of what looked like a very well-coordinated retake from G2.
That was a sick retake. It was actually perfect, and even the take itself was really, really beautiful. Fur with the Tech 9, he just jumps out. He's just used as target practice. And even though Smith gets the kill and doesn't get punished immediately, it gave coldzera the angle to prevent any kind of a repeat. So really nice sacrifice, and now Fur long-range spray with Smiths. And 3 pistols and an M4 left on the side of G2 to try and take this into overtime.
We have to see if Scream's going to be able to step up once again. He's the one with the firepower on this team. And again, it's going to be just Shoxy stepping out, hoping to achieve anything there. Actually, with the pistol, not going to happen. And it's between Fur and FNX right now. They're just, divvying up the frags between the two of them. Taco's going to get in on the action a little bit, and Scream on the site, but he's roasting, and he is dead. 16-13 at the end, with Luminosity tying up this series 1-1 in maps. But G2, they definitely showed us something there on trade. They put up one hell of a fight.
Yeah, it seemed like that could have gone either way, especially towards the end of the map here. I mean, not that much money on G2, on LG. And unfortunately, to play this 29th round, all that G2 had was a rifle and a couple of pistols. So just really, really tough. I mean, I do love that second to last round, how FNX just plays down at Ivy. He just keeps on baiting them. It's so hard for anyone to help out in